It's the Honest Fago again here from my sitting room somewhere in the world. Now, it's the Honest Fago. I'm always wearing this top in my videos at the minute. I've got other tops. I haven't hit hard times. I'm just gonna wait till it stinks. No. Oh, it does now. No, it doesn't. If you're liking these videos, rude to point, very rude to point. Like and subscribe. That's what I advise you do, my fine friend. I've got a bit of a quiff today. I'm like Elvis. I am not but a hound dog. He didn't do that with his hands, did he? No. Anyway, I'm babbling because what today's video is about, my fine friends, I hope I find you in fine fettle, is what an escort has in a kit bag. Pack up your troubles in your old kit bag and... Right, I'm waffling now. I had a piece of fish and some vegetables for me tea. I always do. It's what I always seem to end up having. Had some Greek yogurt with fruit and seeds and all that in. It was very scrumptious, but it seems to have put us on a high. Like I'm on crack. I'm not on crack. Don't do drugs. Stupid. Right. What's in an escort's kit bag? Well, what's in mine? Other escorts might have random things in their kit bags. God knows what they've got in there. There might be a packet of cheesy Wotsits for all I know. I don't have cheesy Wotsits. I'm a healthy eater. I have fish and vegetables, followed by Greek yogurt, seeds and fruit. What I do have in my kit bag, and this is my actual little kit bag that comes with us on jobs to go and see the clients. Or for when they come to see me at my in-calls locale. So, what I've got is, most importantly, these are so important. Baby wipes. For wiping babies. Or your fanny, in other words. Baby wipes. You go through quite a lot of baby wipes. They're essential. You can't live without them as a sex worker. They are to wipe your own fanny. Wipe anybody's fanny who happens to need their fanny wiping. By fanny, I mean vagina and vulva. Let's call it a fanny. Right. So wiping your fanny, cleaning an arsehole if you're going to do a bit of rimming. And what I do for that is I get a wipe out, I wrap it round my finger, and I go in and scoop. I go in and scoop. You see? In and scoop. Not in too far where they're going to scream with either shock or delight. Don't know. In and scoop. They've got to have obviously cleaned their bum hole and their crack scrupulously before they've even arrived. You know, they've got to have met us halfway. Well, more than halfway. Let's face it, it's a bum crack. But I do stick in and scoop with the baby wipe, just to that extra bit of cleanliness. You know what I mean? I'm going to shove my tongue up it. It's good. I need it to have been in and scooped. If anything comes out on the baby wipe, well, that's the whole point, you see. You're getting rid of debris and flim-flam. You're getting rid of whatever may be there. Let's draw a veil over that. Draw a veil over the Elvis quiff. Now, baby wipes. You need them. So you're also wiping anything. I mean, you can imagine you're wrapping the condom in a baby wipe. Once they've come into the condom, stick it in a baby wipe, then stick it in a nappy bag. If you're at the in-calls, if you're doing an out-call and you're going to them, I couldn't give a shite what they do with the condom. They can fling it out their window if they want. They can use it like a tea bag if they want to. I don't care, because that's none of my business. That's their house, their business. If it's at the in-calls locale, then obviously I've got to keep that place nice and clean and fresh and blah, blah, blah. So, put it in a nappy bag. Put it in the bin. Empty bin. Now, baby wipes are essential. Yes, so sometimes you're wiping the knob. If they've got like cock smell, you know that cock smell, Cock and ball smell. That, it's very distinct aroma. Cock and ball smell. By Lawnthwick. They should package it up at Christmas. Spray it on. Oh, what's that, darling? It's cock and balls. You just give them a little wipe over. They never mind. Clients never mind you wiping their knob and balls with a baby wipe. They just lie there like they're getting their nappy changed. I've seen some sites when I've as I've said, one of the tenets of sex work is don't put a knob in your mouth until you've fully retracted the foreskin, because you'd be surprised at the amount of men who've got smeg under their foreskin. Even just a little bit. They always pass it off as shower gel. I've had that loads. Pull the foreskin back, there's smegma. Or there's bits. I'm sorry, if you're going to see someone and you know for a fact they're going to pull your foreskin back, shouldn't you have pulled your foreskin back previously and just checked that there's no nasties? Get some self-respect, man. So I clean them with a baby wipe. I'm blatant. I used to be a little bit more apologetic, I don't know if that's the word, but a bit more sheepish about it. Now I don't care, I'm in with the baby wipe. I'm giving it that with the baby wipe round the knob. You can go through a couple of baby wipes. I mean, obviously if there's a shower, if you can send them into the shower, all the better, because it kills time in the appointment. But sometimes at my in-calls location at the minute, there's no shower, unfortunately. I need to get somewhere with a shower. There's a communal shower, that I wouldn't set foot within 50 yards of that communal shower or the toilet. I'll wait until I get back home here if I want a wee. I ain't sitting on that communal toilet. If I could levitate, I wouldn't even levitate. I wouldn't even levitate over it. Not worth it. So anyway, you're cleaning knobs. You get the gist with the baby wipes. You're cleaning knobs. You're cleaning all sorts of things. Freshening up. Sometimes if they've slobbered on you as well. Some of the clients will slobber all over you. Clean it up with it. Wipe it off with a baby wipe. You wipe and constantly. I favour a mildly fragranced baby wipe. That's my preference. Free country, isn't it? Lubricant. Now, it's very important that you have lubricant. If you're offering anal sex, obviously it's a deal breaker. You've got to have your lubricant. I no longer offer anal sex. For a too long story. Well, it's not a long story, but I don't want to go into it. And they can't go into it now. It's off limits. So, but you need your lube, because sometimes they bang away at you. Sometimes they're so unattractive and you're so bored, your fanny dries up. Your vagina, your vulva. It's dry as a bone, right? And that is painful. You can't be having sex like that. That is painful. So get some lube on. And again, you can just be blatant. It's got to be done. Just be blatant. Get some lube on there. They know for a fact then that you're dry as old sticks, but you can't help it. You can't have sex dry. It's really painful. Sometimes they just bang away at you. I was naturally wet many moons ago at the beginning of the appointment, and then they've banged away for so bloody long, they've dried you up. What was wet is now dry. Thank you very much, sir, for your tedious banging. So you need your lube. Lubey hand jobs, if you're going to give a lubey hand job, which I'm sure you can understand, what a lubey hand job is if you don't know. It can be quite popular, but you go through a lot of lube. You waste a lot of lube. I don't favour any particular make or anything I'm showing the make there. I'm advertising. But just lube. Cheap lube. Cheap lubes from Savers or somewhere. Home bargains. Doesn't matter. It's all the same stuff. And I like a bargain. I like a second-hand shop. Not necessarily for lube. Now, so that's your lube. That's always on your bedside table when you're doing the job. These things, I put them out on the bedside at the ready. When I go to their house, I don't take them out of my little pouch, because you've got to know everything is in their house, you see. So I don't want to I have loads of time at the end of the appointment of putting things back in my pouch and wondering if I've forgotten something. Condoms or condies. Mr. Average. You've got to have a lot of Mr. Average, right? I don't favour any particular condom. I get them from Savers. Good prices. The gum clinic will get, but there's no gum clinics anymore. You know, the gum clinic. I was trying to think what gum stands for. I can't remember. But you know, another clap clinic, they'll give you loads. They used to, when I first started escorting, they used to give you loads and loads. Then they just gave you loads. Then they just gave you look. And now they probably give you 2. Well, that lasts me half an hour. So I just buy them now. And your STI tests, you do them getting through the post now. They started doing them like that a while ago, through lockdown certainly. So I get them through the post now. It's ages since I've been to a clap clinic. Condies, right? So you've got your medium. I should have started on the old small, medium, large. I got these online because they don't sell them in the shops, the small ones, because I don't imagine any man wants to go into a shop and buy small condoms. Unless they're in humiliation or something like that. So, but you've got to have your small condoms. So I have a selection of a few small condoms because you must have them, because the average size, if they've got a tiny little cock, average size condoms will come off. I'm teaching me Granny how to suck eggs. You know some of this. I'm sure. But they'll come off, and that's dangerous, my dear. It's dangerous, and it's embarrassing for them. I like to save their blushes. I don't tell them I'm using a small one. They'll know. In fact, if their cock's that small, they should bring their own condoms, really. Sometimes if they've got a big cock, I love it I like it when they've got a small cock, because everything's easier. Everything's easier to do. They come quicker. You don't get jaw ache when you're sucking them off. You can't even feel them when they're inside you. It's no bother. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like it's not even there. Sometimes, I did see a client once with a cock so small, it was literally like a button mushroom. And I thought, this was years ago, like I hadn't been doing the job long. And I thought, if you ask to actually have sex, I don't know what I'm going to do, because I don't think I even had any small condoms at the time. I didn't know they existed. And I thought, there's no way. But I thought, if he's got and he was in his 30s, I thought he must know he can't have sex. What we're going to do with it? In what position is that going to go into me? No position on God's earth. So I gave him a pinch wank. That was the day when I invented the pinch wank, which is just like a thumb and forefinger wank, a little pinch wank. And it went down a treat. I invented that pinch wank. Copyright. #pinch wank. And then you've got, that's a regular in with me larges there. Your Eddie larges, right? So you need your larges as well. Now, you do go through, I don't know if it's surprising, but you do go through the large condoms. For the large knobbed man. I dread a large knob. Really do. Dread it. They're just so, everything's just a bit tedious with them. Do you know what I'm saying? Painful. Jaw ache. Jaw ache is the bane of a sex worker's life. And I had it all last week. Jaw ache. Blowjob jaw. You didn't think I could speak Japanese, did you? But I can blowjob jaw. So you've got your small, medium and large condoms. Now, I go through phases of having a sex toy in my bag, because sometimes they do ask for them, but at the end of the day, they forget. When you get to the appointment, they forget what they've asked for, and they just get your tits out. Do you know what I mean? Obfuscate. I keep trying to say this word, you know what I mean? Obscure things. Obfuscate. Oh no, that's not right. Once the tits are out, they've forgotten whatever they've asked for previously. So sometimes I have a sex toy, sometimes not. They can be quite useful in the fact that if I'm using the sex toy on myself and pretending to have a wank, it keeps them away from us, you see. You're always looking for tactics where you keep them at arm's length, where you're not actually having sex with them. Things that where they're watching you do stuff, like a dance or something. God knows I've danced for, dancing, like doing exotic dancing for clients, as if it's like a really, like something exotic you offer, where all you're thinking is, do you sit there and I'll dance over here? No touchy. God, no touchy. Things like that. So the sex toy is useful to have. Sometimes use it as like a strap on. Like as an alternative to a strap-on, because I haven't got a strap-on. I used to have a strap-on. They always go missing. I don't know where strap-ons walk off to. They've got little legs. I don't know, but they seem to vanish. And I can't be bothered to offer a strap-on these days. Too much like hard work. Too much bother. You look like a Wally in a strap-on. If you put a strap-on on, don't look at yourself in the mirror, because you look absolutely. You'll annoy yourself. You'll be annoyed with yourself. I'll tell you that now. They look ridiculous. So that's why I don't offer a strap-on. And I'm not buying one. They cost quite a bit. Anyway, so I'll use sometimes if they want something shoved up their arse, I'll use the sex toy. If I've got my vibrator, I'll shove a vibrator up their arse. Put a condom over the vibrator. That's what you do when you're in a sex work job. So you can just, because obviously if it gets covered in shit, then it's 6 and 2 3s. You take the condom off and throw it in the bin. Not your problem. Nobody likes a shitty vibrator. Well, I'm sure some people do, but most people don't. Right. Yes. So then you've got things like your perfume. Some clients don't like you to use perfume because they're going home to the wife and they get all paranoid about it. So I don't wear that much perfume. And obviously if they've asked us not to wear perfume, I won't wear it. But a little makeup bag for touching your makeup up, because you get sex face. After you've seen, well, maybe after one client, depends what you've been up to. Your face is permanently shoved in the bush. So it can all get rubbed off, and then you get like sex makeup, like eye makeup, sex face. You know what I'm saying? Sex mouth. Blowjob mouth and all that. So a little bit of makeup to touch up and all that. And work phone, own phone, personal phone, work phone. And if it depends what you're doing with your hair. Brush. I have a little brush in my makeup bag anyway. If I'm just rocking my Elvis quiff, I won't bother. Are you lonesome tonight? So that is the kit bag. What I have, and what I know most escorts have in their kit bag, because I've looked into a lot of escorts kit bags in my time, and they're the essentials anyway. Other escorts might have other things on top of that. I mean, I used to have a dirty bag, and this just reminds me actually, in the back of my car. When I was at the agency, I haven't had a dirty bag for ages. So it's more of a specialist bag. I think I write about it in my memoirs. Got a bit about it. Sex is Hard Work by Emily Payne on Amazon. Available now. Which had more like specialist stuff in, more like domination stuff. But I just keep that in the back of the car because obviously not all clients want that. So that's where my strap-on would be. And some like bondage type gear and, stuff I could get changed into. And that was the dirty bag. It wasn't actually dirty. It was pristine clean. It was dirty in spirit. So that's what's in a sex worker's kit bag. And those are her essentials. Goodbye.